I mean, if you get caught, now you're a thief. You've destroyed your reputation for what? A 50-cent candy bar? That's what you're a thief, and you just stole a 50-cent candy bar. I don't know what this is. Now, we all do the same thing. We borrow tools for a book, or, oh gosh, this is really great. I'm going to borrow this and I'm going to bring it back. And then, well, when you never read the book, you put it on your shelf, you pack up, and you move to another state, and then you realize at some point that, oh, wait a minute, that's the book that I borrowed from George, and I still have it. How do you justify that to yourself? You borrow somebody's lawnmower and never give it back? I mean, it, helps on expenses, I'm sure. But we take these things and we justify them. We make it okay in our minds, and we continue to lie to ourselves that, well, something I've done is going to allow me to be the exception to the rule. Now, again, this type of thing gets caught up in our entire culture, and it manifests itself in ways that we really didn't think about. My mother went to the hospital to have a blood test. And they took the blood, and 10, 15 minutes she was out. A week or so later, she got a letter from the insurance company letting her know that the insurance company has paid for the blood test, which is what we have insurance for. The insurance company paid $650 to the hospital and to the doctors for a blood test? $650 for a blood test. Now, why is this blood test $650? The answer is because the insurance company has that kind of money. The doctors, if they were charging you for the blood test and they told you that it was going to be $650, you wouldn't pay it. Well, this is going to save your life. Screw it, I'm keeping the $650. The doctor would never get away with stealing $650 from you, but the insurance company, they can get away with it. They know the insurance company has that kind of money, so the doctor is now stealing from the insurance company by charging more than the service is worth. And if they charge my mother $650 for a blood test, how much do you think they're charging other people for a blood test? And if the insurance company is paying $650 for thousands of blood tests, what do you think your insurance rates are going to do? So the doctor steals from the insurance company steals from you, and you're wondering why health care is so damned expensive. Because we get into a habit of stealing and justifying it to ourselves, and it becomes part of our national problem. To the point where, very recently, the governor of Texas was promoting a huge boondoggle. It was a highway, a system of highways and railways and utility lines that were literally going to be a quarter-mile wide, running north and south the length of Texas, known colloquially as the Trans-Texas Corridor. They were going to steal 584,000 acres of private land in order to build this monstrosity that would make the Great Wall of China look like a small picket fence. That's what we're doing. We're getting ready to steal property from people in the United States because in Kelo versus New London, the Supreme Court said that it was okay. It is legally justifiable now to take your property and give it to somebody else because they're going to spend more in taxes. And that's because of cause and effect. Little tiny things, we allow ourselves to steal here, steal there, and then we're all doing it, and then we don't want to tail on somebody else because, oh my gosh, then I can get caught stealing too. We need to focus on cause and effect and realize that we are the cause of most of the effects that we are complaining about. This is going to basically generate a visceral reaction for somebody, but on a scale of 0 to 100%, how much rape do you think we should tolerate? 50%? 10%, only on Thursdays. That's the only day. The other 6 days, you're on your own. Nobody's going to molest you. But on Thursdays, we're going to justify rape. Anybody for 10%? Can I see a show of hands? And I use that deliberately because it's ridiculous. 0% rape. 0% rape. A zero tolerance policy. We will not accept it at all. Don't even consider it. Okay? On a scale of 0 to 100%, how much unconstitutional government are you willing to tolerate? I mean, we've got 10 amendments. I mean, that's like really too many. I mean, I have to study and memorize those? Wouldn't it be a whole lot easier just to whittle some of them down? I mean, we'll just kind of like edit them together, and instead of 10 Bill of Rights, we'll now have 6. And there was a Onion reporter. Are you familiar with the Onion, the parody newspaper? They did exactly that. They had a photograph and they showed the Bill of Rights being edited. And I had 4 people send me that in horror going, Michael, look, they're going to modify the Bill of Rights. And then they're insulted because I don't consider them an intellectual people. Zero unconstitutional government. The Constitution does not apply to you. It applies to the people who take an oath to protect your life, your fortune, and your life, your liberty, and your private property. And anytime they pass a law, like the Patriot Act, the Military Commissions Act, the Homegrown Terrorist Act, they are violating your rights. It's just a little bit of rape. How do you feel about that? Well, okay, there's not a whole lot I can do about it. I mean, this is cause and effect. We have been voting for the lesser of two evils for so long. Now we stand up and we go, oh my gosh, look at all the corruption around us. I wonder why that happened. Well, Sully Sullenberger, you don't have to care why it happened. All you got to know is that you've got no thrust and gravity is pulling the airplane down. You got to find a great flat spot, and the Hudson River is the only one. It may not be the answer that you like, but if you want to survive, you better understand the laws of cause and effect. Now, there are a number of things that the government is doing which is unconstitutional, but I direct your attention to Article 1, Section 8, Clause 5, which gives Congress the power and responsibility to coin money. We had Rob Gray up here telling you about the silver. Congress has the power to coin money. They don't have the power to print money. So why did we have the Constitution in the first place? We had the Articles of Confederation, we had freedom and liberty, except that all 13 colonies were printing money like it was going out of style. The problem was not that they didn't know how to print money, it was they didn't know how to stop printing money. We had hyperinflation. The economy sucked. And they said, we wanted to go to Philadelphia and modify the Articles of Confederation. Did they do that? No. They threw the Articles in the garbage. They came up with the Constitution in order to form a more perfect union. More perfect than what? More perfect than the Articles of Confederation we just threw away. And they didn't have the authority to do that. So, surprise, your Constitution technically is unconstitutional. Or rather, unconfederational.